Thunder Valley Motocross Park in Lakewood, Colorado, situated in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, is the venue for the 64th edition of the Red Bull Motocross of Nations. Lakewood in Jefferson County is the fourth largest town in Colorado with around 142,000 inhabitants, and we're about 30 minutes drive from Denver, which is known as the Mile High City. Well, this year the U.S.A. are going for their 6th consecutive victory in the Motocross of Nations. They're on 5 in a row at the moment. They were victorious last year in Franciacorta in Italy. Can they do it again here on home soil, or will there be an upset from one of the European teams?
We have waited so long to be here, and finally we are here in Colorado for the most important motocross event of the season. Now, this is Amanda Woods.
And that is Lisa Leyland, and we will be co-hosting the 64th edition of the Red Bull Motocross of Nations here in Lakewood, Colorado.
The Olympic Games of motocross, 32 countries, the best riders in the world. But to start off with, we're going to find out what happens before the roar of those engines.
MX matters!
Well, a couple of days before the event on Thursday, the Red Bull sponsored riders had an event downtown in Denver at the Grizzly Rose. And on display and on offer was the mechanical bull riding contest between the media and the riders. As you can see, Ben Townley, one of those guys. Tony Cairoli took part as well. But as you can see, many riders, even our own Mariana from media, got spat to the floor. Lisa Leyland couldn't even get on the ball, and then she gave up. There was also freestyle. So a perfect way to get this 64th edition of the Red Bull Motocross Nations off to a start.
What we're going to do this morning is a short explanation.
Then at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, we had the ballots for qualifying. That selected the riders, the teams, which position they would go to on the gate for qualifying. Later on in the day, the riders were unleashed and introduced to the media and the public, of course.
Welcome to the 2010 Red Bull Motocross of Nations.
Mr. President, the FIM, the motocross is here in the United States of America. Huge event. What are your thoughts on this?
Really, in the name of the FIM, I can say that all of us are very happy to have in America this event. The Motocross of Nations is the most important motocross event in the world, and we are happy that America has this, because also in America we have a very big tradition for motocross. Most of the best riders of the world are living here.
Mr. Luongo, it really is like a dream to have the Red Bull FIM Motocross of Nations back here in the United States of America. What are your thoughts on that, and what are your thoughts for the future from here?
I think it's really great. You know, this is a wonderful place. We have fantastic weather and a lot of fans, and I think it's very important to have often the Motocross of Nations in the United States, because United States is from long time the strongest team, and you have a very strong motocross, supercross, national, and so on. And I think it's important to be here. For this also, yesterday we announced also we wanted to come back in 2013 again with the Motocross of Nations, and I think after every 3-4 years, I think the Americans fans, they really deserve. And also you see a lot of fans fly from Europe and from Mexico and from other country around, from Canada. I think it's great. I think it's a very, very good place to be.
We are here with the president of the FIM, Dr. Wolfgang Serb. Dr. Wolfgang, the FIM has become a global entity. We are here at the Motocross of Nations in the United States. You've accomplished so much. Where do you go from here?
FIM was a global entity, is and will be. We cover the world, thanks God. The world is big and we make use of it. Here we are at the biggest event of the year, Motocross of Nations, and we're all happy to be here in the United States in this lovely, wonderful circuit. Look, next weekend already we'll be in France, in Europe, for the Supermoto of Nations. Then there's a little winter break, but in this time we have meetings with the manufacturers, with organizers, with officials, preparing next year's season with our promotion partner Ustream. Yes, and of next year, as of April, we start again the season.
Thank you, Dr. Wolfgang.
My pleasure.
Well, at around 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday race day, the opening ceremony included the national anthem, and a flyby by a couple of F-16s from the American Air Force just down the road. And that was enough to get the fans warmed up. The Red Bull parachute guys dropped in to say hello as well, dropped into the middle of the circuit, much to the delight of the crowd. And as you would imagine, they went wild. And that was it. The stage was set for this year's Red Bull Motocross of Nations. Speeches by Vito Polito, Giuseppe Luongo, Dr. Wolfgang Schrupp, just to welcome the fans officially, and also Rob Dingman of the AMA. Well, the Saturday's qualifying heats. France got first choice, America 13th, Great Britain 30th. And the uphill 85-metre start meant that Tony Cairoli marched his way into the front on the first lap and was never headed. Jumping the big quad jump a couple corners just before the finish. Gauthier Paulin, number 4, was second ahead of the yellow of Andrew McFarlane, riding number 19. But Cairoli maintained a gap of around about 6 or 7 seconds over the charging field. And the rest of the guys didn't really have a look in. Ryan Dungey, he got tangled with Marcus Schiffer on the start line, and he only finished in 5th place. The MX2 race, Marvin Musquin got a good jump up the inside and used the hard line of the banking as he went up the start straight. But Trey Kennard found his way into the lead halfway around the first lap. He was then followed and pursued by number 11, Ken Roxon on the Suzuki. And for a while, actually, Ken Roxon did find a way through and led for about 3 laps, but then this corner here lost the front end on the final lap and threw away the lead and handed the win to Trey Kennard, the American on the Honda. Zach Osborne was in a bit of a battle as well for 3rd position for Puerto Rico, but the win went to Trey Kennard. The 3rd qualifying race on Saturday, Andrew Short pulling a big hole shot for Team USA. And once he was there, he never looked back, was never headed, and went on to cruise to an easy victory. Behind him, though, Ben Townley of New Zealand, number 33 on the Honda, tried to pursue, but couldn't quite get close enough. And in the end, it was Andrew Short who gave the crowd what they wanted. A 2nd USA win in 3 motos. Only Ryan Dungey letting the side down. Dungey, of course, the AMA Outdoor and Supercross champion in 2010. So with 2 wins from 3 races, the Americans qualified on pole. And it was Andrew Short who brought it home. After qualifying on the stage in the main paddock, the president of the FIM, Mr. Vito Polito, Youth Stream president, Mr. Giuseppe Luongo, and the president of the FIM CMS Motocross Commission, Dr. Wolfgang Schrupp, welcomed everybody to the 2010 FIM and Youth Stream Award ceremony. Of course, this was the annual event where our world champions were crowned, manufacturers were crowned, and 1 or 2 other prizes as well. Tony Cairoli, of course, world champion in MX1. Marvin Musquin, world champion MX2. The 85cc junior world champion, Henry Jacobi. The American 65cc junior world champion, Jake Piñancos. The MX1 manufacturers world champion was KTM. That was presented or collected by Pit Byra. And Heinz Kinney-Gardner collected the MX2 world champion manufacturers for KTM. Massimo Raspanti for Yamaha for the MX3 world championship manufacturers. And Claudio De Carli for winning team in MX1 Red Bull Factory Racing. Joseph Sperl for Red Bull Factory Racing in MX2. And the organisers for MX1, MX2, Bulgaria, MX1, MX2 Best Corporation were Glenn Helen. And there was a Lifetime Career Award for Dave Nicol. And the innovation in the manufacturer's innovation went to the KTM 350 XSF of KTM, handed to Stefan Everts. And the Wings for Life picked up an award as well.
This Thunder Valley racetrack has got so much going on as far as jumps and elevation, turns, that kind of thing. It's difficult to pinpoint one particular part on this racetrack to talk about. The fans that are going to be here this weekend are going to be in for a real treat. The riders, it's going to be challenging in the fact that we have an uphill start. We're at 5,500 feet altitude as well. The bikes are going to be running a little bit sicker than they do normally. And because of the altitude, the riders' fitness is going to be brought into question. This is the Red Bull Motocross of Nations. Sit back and enjoy.
Here we are on board with Josh Coppins from New Zealand on the factory Aprilia. It's 85 metres from the bottom to turn 1 and quite a steep incline as well. Then we round out the first turn, 180 degrees immediately off the first drop-off. Then we hit turn 2. Immediately we're into the wave section under the Rebutizer Bridge. There's about 5 waves through there. Difficult to get a good rhythm, so the rider's really pumping it on the approach to the first big jump. An uphill step about 25 metres apart. Jump, around the corner, over a double jump, over 4 or 5 waves. And then we crest and drop round turn 4. A long downhill with a speed jump around about there, and then it's a fast descent off this drop-off, braking hard into this next left-hander. Goes all the way around, then we hit a single. Keeping it nice and low off there, getting the drive to this uphill step, and then we charge to the Nero Giardini uphill triple jump that brings us into turn 7, right at the top of the hill. Flicking it right through there, off a little drop off under the first of the Red Bull jumps. A step down, about 20 metres there. And then again, hard on the gas, and then into this right-hander, quite tricky on Saturday through here, but suddenly Sunday, not too much of a problem for the riders. Over a step up, and then into turn 9 and turn 10. Quite a steep camber coming out of there, as you can see. Over a drop-off, and then it's going to be wide open on the gas to get up over this 30-metre plus step up right in front of the main grandstand area. And then we flick left down through the carousel. A turn, long left-hander going forever and ever. And then we hit this drop-off into this left-hand 180-degree turn. Out of there, over a slight rise into turn 13. That's the Tekka wave section. Again, not able to get any kind of rhythm through there. The rider's having a pump through there, working on the back wheel. And then we hit this turn here. Out of the right, over a drop-off again. Then we have about a 30-metre triple jump here. And then we land over this slight crest, dropping right down in the bottom end of the circuit, and then uphill into this sweeping left-hander, 180 degrees. A bit of a drop-off coming out. Then we go round tree turn. Step up coming out of there. And then we've got a choice of lines. You can jump around the corner or rail the outside. If you rail the outside, you've got a good shot at getting over this quad jump, and that is some height that the riders will get off there. Final corner as far as the race goes, over the Red Bull finish line tabletop jump, but we're not done yet though, because we drop downhill into the penultimate corner, the left-hander that takes us down past pit lane, and then into the final left-hander. Quite soft through there as well. Out of the left, jump back onto the start straight, that's a lap.
We're with Josh Coppins, who's just on the camera lap. Josh, how is the circuit? I know you're the first guy to go out there in this Motocross of Nations event, but it looks quite heavy. What's it like out there as far as the overall setting for the bikes?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for the guys. You know, the altitude's really taking the power out of the bikes, and they've ripped the track deep. So I thought my bike was broken. Honestly, when I rode on the track, I thought something's wrong. And then only because I spoke to the guys, Ben Townley, he told me, you know, it's really hard on the bikes here, but the track itself is in pristine condition. It's one of the best tracks I've ever ridden. So it's really, the dirt's perfect, the jumps are all really nice, and it's just going to take a bit to get used to with the jumps power-wise, because normally you just hit them, but now obviously you have to hit them that much faster and harder. So it's going to take a wee bit for the guys to work it out, but overall, great track.
Enjoy your weekend, because you're going to be going home soon.
Yeah, heading home, can't wait, looking forward to it. Thanks very much.
They were the winners last year in Italy, and also the past 5 Motocross of Nations events. We're talking about the team to beat. The team to beat is Team USA, and here on their home soil it's going to be even more difficult. So we're going to have a chat with Team USA. We're also going to meet Team France with MX2 world champion Marvin Musquin. We're also going to have a little chat with Belgium team as well, who were 3rd last year in 2009.
I'm Ryan Dungey, participating in the MXoN class, along with Trey Kennard, participating in the MX2 class, and Andrew Short in the MX3 class.
This year's edition of Motocross of Nations, I think the U.S. has a great team. The U.S. has won the last 5 races. We're hoping to make it 6, but we all know it's going to be a tough race, and we expect a lot of challenges.
Being here at Colorado, I think that's a good track for us. We've had a couple races here, and I think that it'll be good for us. The track's going to be different, but at the same time, it'll be a good track for us all. I think we all had good races here earlier this year, so I think it'll be good.
Bonjour, nous sommes au Motocross des Nations.
We're at the Motocross of Nations in Lakewood. I'm Marvin Muscan, and I ride in the MX2 class, riding number 5. Ep.11 will be in MX1 and Xavier Bourg in the Open.
L'année prochaine,
Next season, I'll be here in the United States to ride in the Supercross and Motocross Championship. It's true that everything is bigger here, the tracks are fantastic, and the level of riders is really high, and I'm really happy to come here. Last year I won a heat, the team rode really well, but unfortunately I had a crash in the second heat, so we couldn't win. This season we have Marvin Muscan, who's just won his second world title. Then of course we've got Xavier Bourg, who rode really well at the end of the season. So we're here to do well, and if we're quite lucky, we hope to do good things. Yeah, we're a really good team, as Marvin and Gauthier are experienced because they have already rode the Nations last year. For me, it's my first time, and I'm really excited to ride here, and I will try to do my best.
Hi, this is Team Belgium. I'm Steve Ramon, riding MX1 class. Next to me is Jeremy van Orenbeek, riding the MX2 class, and next to him is Clément de Salle, he's riding the Open class.
Yeah, last year we was third on the podium. This year, sure we want to win like all the time, and we will do our best to make it.
First race then. MX1, MX2, that's how they line up. USA with Dungey and Canard, Germany, Schiffer, Roxon, Puerto Rico, Ruiz, Osborne, and Ramon and Van Hoorbeek, with the two French riders of Paulin and Muscan. Great Britain, of course, with Jake Nichols up there, but the gate dropped in the first moto. And out front, straight away, it was... Well, it looked like Jonathan Barragan got a good jump, and it's right, yeah, Jonathan Barragan on the Kawasaki, riding number 34, with Ryan Dungey right behind him. So Dungey getting off to a perfect start here, pretty much. He's got the number, oh, is that one of the Zuzukis certainly behind him? Is it Clément de Salle, or is it Steve Ramon? Brett Metcalf in there as well in fourth position. But Dungey taking a look down the inside of Barragan on the opening lap here. That looks like it might be Ramon actually in that third position. So we've got Kawasaki of Barragan leading here in this first moto. The atmosphere absolutely electric because Ryan Dungey riding number 1 in second position. Listen to the crowd here as he takes another look down the inside of Jonathan Barragan, who swings wide around the outside of that long downhill sweeping left-hander. Dungey second, Ramon third. Now is that, that's Kai Rowley there in fourth position, number 16 on the KTM. So the battle might be on here between the two best riders in the world, Ryan Dungey and Tony Kai Rowley. Dungey though, working it, is he going for a pass? Yes. So suddenly then, Dungey on the move. Barragan tries to fight back. But look at that, Dungey just putting the squeeze on him right at the top end of the circuit before they charge back downhill. So we've got a new race leader, Ryan Dungey. Can he turn the screw? Ah, Jake Nichols down and out of this one for Team Great Britain. So that's no good for him. So Dean Wilson, the second rider in the MX2 category for Great Britain, he's all alone on this one. So you need 5 results from 6 over the 3 races. And Great Britain not getting off to a great start. Unlike America, though, who are there leading, and Kai Rowley now in second position, all over the back of the American. Down in third position is Steve Ramon. Is he there in third? No, that's Paulin and then Ramon. But look at this, Kai Rowley and Dungey going absolutely bar to bar here. The American fans going wild. Kai Rowley, a two-time MX1 world champion, goes up the inside. Marvin Musquin's out, so that's no good for France either. So suddenly then Gauthier Paulin's out there. So France, one of the expected teams to really take the challenge to Team USA at the moment. They've got Gauthier Paulin down in around about 5th position. But Ryan Dungey, what can you say about this guy keeping a cool head? There's Ken Roczen. Roczen having a great ride in 8th position, first of the MX2 guys. Working his way through the traffic. In fact, he's just behind Dean Wilson. Wilson, the MX2 rider, who is the leader in that small class capacity. Kai Rowley, though, that gap opening up to 3 seconds. Got close to Ryan Dungey, but you see Ryan Dungey just starting to sneak a bit of an advantage there. So it'll be interesting to see now, though, whether Kai Rowley backs off or is he going to try and pull the pin with about 10 minutes to go. Brett Metcalf having a great ride for Australia. And he's there in about 3rd position and has been there pretty much the whole moto since about lap 3. Jeremy Van Holbeek of Belgium down in 13th place, though. So that's not good. Well, it's okay for Belgium. They're still in there. They've got 2 good scores up there. Steve Ramon, he's in 6th position at the moment, but coming under pressure from Ken Roczen, who's found a way past Dean Wilson. So we've got the first of the MX2 riders now. Roczen goes up the inside of Steve Ramon. Is he going to get it done through there? Well, he can't quite, but looking like he's going to try and work the outside line here as he goes over the triple jump. Will he cut back to the inside? Well, no, because Ramon keeps that line covered. And look at the line there from Roczen. All the way around the outside, keeps it on the rail, and easily moves ahead of the 450 of Steve Ramon. So Roczen now in 6th position, just ahead of him Gauthier Paulin on the Monster Energy Yamaha in 5th place. Then we've got Barragan in 4th, Brett Metcalf 3rd, Kai Rowley is 2nd, and Ryan Dungey, he's walking away with this one at the moment. He's got about a 6-second advantage over the Italian. And there is Kai Rowley. So it looks like he's decided to settle for 2nd best here, which is very unlike him, as Ryan Dungey realises he could be on his way to victory in the first moto. He crosses the line to start his final lap of this first moto, the MX1, MX2 category. The circuit really starting to bump up as well. Completely rotivated after all the qualifying races on Saturday. And Ryan Dungey, though, mastering the conditions. Over the step up for the final time. He rounds up an ultimate corner. He's going to drop downhill and launch himself off the quad jump. Does he allow himself a bit of a celebration? Not really, but he comes out of the final corner. Ryan Dungey is going to take victory in moto number 1. And the USA are off to the best start here at Thunder Valley Motocross Park. Just behind him, Tony Kai Rowley comes over the line in 2nd place. 3rd, Brett Metcalf for Australia. 4th, Jonathan Barragan. Gauthier Paulin of France was 5th with Ken Roczen. The best of the MX2 guys for Germany in 6th, ahead of Steve Ramon, Dean Wilson in 8th. Rui Gonçalves for Portugal was 9th, and Tanel Leot was 10th, ahead of Josh Coppins and Trey Canard of the USA, who crashed out on the start and had to work all the way through from the back of the pack to 12th. Classification after the first race, USA looks 7 points clear of Germany, with Belgium 3rd, Australia 4th, Italy, Spain, Estonia and Latvia rounding out the top 8. But look at the margins between 1st and 8th. Portugal 9th, New Zealand 10th, and Great Britain down there 13th. Jake Nichols not finishing the first race.
Yeah, definitely. That was a good race. Caroli and are up front pushing pace pretty hard, but track is coming around good. They're doing a great job, and really look forward to the next moto and 2 more races though. So just got to keep sticking to the plan, but can't thank the team enough.
Ryan Dungey then taking victory in the first moto for Team USA. Can they keep it up though, or will there be a threat from somewhere else?
This team may be a surprise this year. They are bringing the strongest competitors they have ever brought to Motocross of Nations. I'm speaking of Team Germany, with your star, Ken Roczen. Also this year, Great Britain has a wonderful lineup, as well as always, Team Italy with star Tony Caroli.
Hello, I'm Max Nagel. We are Team Germany. I will race the MX Open class, Ken Roczen in the MX2, and Markus Schiffer will race the MX1 class.
So this is my second destinations here in USA, and last year we rode in Franciacorta. We got 4th overall, so I'm really excited to be here and hopefully gonna make the podium.
I'm really excited. We have a good team this year, and I hope we do good.
Hello, I'm Jake Nichols. I'm the MX1 member of Team Great Britain. This is Dean Wilson, the MX2 member, and Brad Anderson in MX Open. Last year, Team Great Britain got 5th overall. This year, we hope to improve it. We have 3 new members on the team, so we hope to improve and for sure get on the podium and to better that with a win, hopefully.
Ciao a tutti, siamo il Team Italia.
Hey everyone, we're Team Italia. I'm Tony Caroli in MX1, Alessandro Lupino in MX2, and Manuel Moni in Open Class. Last year, this race, we were quite unlucky for Italy. We know we can win, but we've got a lot of problems and also a little bit of bad luck. We know that this year it'll be more difficult because we're in USA and we hope to finish in the top 5. This is our target, at first to arrive at the end of the heats. That's our first goal. Race 2, MX2 in the open class. Again, USA, this time with Canard and Short, Roczen, Nagel, Osborne and Regal for Puerto Rico with Van Horbeek and DeSalle. Marvin Musquin and Xavier Borg. Will it be better luck for Marvin Musquin, the 2-time world champion? What about Dean Wilson and Brad Anderson? What are they going to do? Because they need to make up for lost ground. Jake Nichols not finishing the first race. Trey Canard up the inside for USA number 2, but Andrew Short, his teammate, easily out of the middle end of the gate. Oh, we've got problems going into turn 1, and it looked like Canard may have gone down there, but Andrew Short, though, he's made sure of this second moto start. He grabs the whole shot, and just behind him, it might be Ben Townley, is it? No, Carl Regal, the guy from Puerto Rico, or the American riding out of Puerto Rico, but Ben Townley just behind him, I think, yes. So we've got 3 riders who frequent the AMA series battling out there as we head downhill on board. But Andrew Short already starting to make a break at the front. And look at that, 3 lines across there. With Regal second, Townley third, and that's Clement de Sal in 4th position. And Townley goes up the inside of Regal. And can he make the pass stick? Well, Regal certainly got the drive and the momentum going through the Tekka wave section and closes the door on the New Zealander, Ben Townley. De Sal there in 4th position, still riding, battered and bruised after his injuries from Leerop and Fermo. One of the Brazilian guys just ahead there, number 41, that's Chris Castro. He's one of the MX2 guys down there, way down the order. But up front, the eyes are all on Andrew Short. His teammate just a moment ago took victory in the first moto, and he's looking to add a perfect score here. Marvin Muscan out again. So that's disastrous for France. 2 DNFs by the same guy. They cannot win the Motocross of Nations, and he is going to be absolutely distraught here because he would have wanted to put in a performance this weekend in the USA, especially as he's heading that way in 2011. But look at this, Short, Townley, and Ken Roxon. Where did he come from? On the MX2 machine. So Roxon on that Tekka Europe Suzuki, a 250, and he's surely not going to charge down the inside of Ben Townley down the hill, is he? Well, it looks like he did. So now then, we've got Short leading from Ken Roxon. And listen to the crowd. I'm not sure if they're cheering for Andrew Short or the heroics of Ken Roxon on that little Suzuki there in the middle of your picture. The young 16-year-old German finished second in the World Championship in the MX2 class this year. He's going after Andrew Short. And Short will not know what is just behind him. Well, look at this, Roxon working the outside. Gets the power down, jumps over the step up, and he's in the lead. So Roxon then, he leads here with about 24 minutes to go. And Townley making a challenge on Andrew Short. Whoa! And I think Short's gone down. Townley still there in 2nd position. That was a hard move there, and Andrew Short still picking himself up. And a load of riders going through. So Andrew Short, wow, that's going to be disastrous for Team USA. Ken Roxon, though, he's out front. He's got his teammate, Max Nagel, down in 5th position at the moment. So this is going to play into the hands, possibly, of Germany, because they were right up there in the overall standings after the first moto. But Ben Townley, though, he's going after Roxon. He doesn't want to be humiliated, being overtaken and beaten by the German. And look at that. Tries to keep it tight round the inside. Looks like he's going to get the pass done here. Roxon goes to the outside. And Ben Townley has found a way through, but Roxon still trying hard to run that Suzuki down the inside of the Honda. And now he's on the outside line here, but surely Townley's going to get the advantage going into this next right-hander through turn 10 off the off-camber. Is there going to be a way back now, though, for Ken Roxon? Well, look at that. There's his teammate, Max Nagel. He's in 5th place on the Red Bull KTM. Kyle Regal, the American riding for Puerto Rico. Well, he's now, where is he, 3rd place? Roxon being urged on by everybody. Well, there is Regal. Drake Kennard trying to go around the outside of Jay Marmont, the Australian. So Kennard, who is on the charge here after having a tough start, started down in 12th on the first lap. He's slowly working his way up through the order, but he's still got a little bit of time here to improve again. Kennard now in 7th position for the USA, but Andrew Short, he's having to work his way through traffic. He crashed, he went down to 25th place after tangling with Ben Townley, and he's working his way up towards the top 10 though. Not sure if he'll make it. He's down in about 13th at the moment. But Roxon and Regal, certainly the highlight of this race, because Kyle Regal has taken a couple of seconds and 3rd place finishes in the US Nationals this year. He's a privateer on the Merge Honda racing machine, but going to run out of time. Ben Townley already has a comfortable 6-second advantage. He's going to wind it off on the final half lap here. Lives out here, races out here now, does Ben Townley in the USA, and he's going to have a lot of support here, but I'm not so sure too many of those American fans that he's picked up over the years will be thinking too kindly of him after running Andrew Short out of the way. But Townley it is, though, already starting to celebrate on his final lap. He's got a handful of corners to go. and this is going to be looking good for New Zealand. New Zealand, after the first moto, were in 10th overall. The USA were leading on 13 points. Germany were second with 20. Belgium were third, also on 20, 1 point just ahead of Australia. But this might change the overall classification here. Townley taking the win here. Carl Riegel will be second, Roxon third. The first of the MX2 guys, and surely that's put Germany in pole position going into the final moto of the day. Question is, though, how far behind is the US? Well, let's have a look at the overall classification of the race first of all. Townley the winner from Riegel, Roxon to Sal Nagel. Dean Wilson in sixth for Great Britain. Kennard seventh in the end, a great ride for him. And Brad Anderson, so two Brits suddenly inside the top 8. Suddenly Great Britain back on track. Manuel Moni is 9th, Jeremy Van Hoorbeek was 10th. Andrew Shaw got back to 13th. Overall classification though, and I think Germany have gone ahead. As is the case, we're waiting for the slow-mo, 28 points, so 5 points in it between Germany and the USA now. Belgium third, Italy fourth, Britain in fifth, so they've worked hard to get back to there, ahead of Australia, Puerto Rico, and New Zealand now up to 8th, so they climbed 2 positions. Spain 9th, Portugal 10th, with France 11th, and way out of it here.
Team New Zealand, this is awesome. This is I love this race. It's the best race of the year, and I've had a couple of good ones before, but this is up there because, you know, after 2 years off and being out of racing, to come back like this is awesome.
Yeah, Ben Townley not taking part for New Zealand in the last couple of years through injury, but said he would like to win a moto here at least, and that's exactly what he's done here. First time out for him. Moto number 2 goes to New Zealand.
They both come from the other side of the world, and I'm sure both of them are going to be on top. We're going to meet Team Australia and also another very solid team, Team New Zealand. But the Nations is also open to many other countries, such as Team Estonia and Team Puerto Rico.
Hi, I'm Jay Marmer. We're Team Australia and I ride for the Open. He's MX1 and MX2. Brett Metcalf, MX1, Dean Ferris, MX2.
Yeah, last year Australia placed 7th overall, and this year we got a new team and hoping to do much better than a 7th, you know, but we'll get out there and see what we can do.
Hi, my name's Josh Coppins. I'm riding MX1 for Team New Zealand at the Motocross of Nations 2010. Beside me I have Ben Townley riding MX3 on the Troy Lee Designs Honda, and beside him we have Brad Groombridge riding MX2 also on the Troy Lee Designs Honda. Last year we finished 10th place, and for next year, or for this year, we're going to try to improve and hopefully get inside the top 5.
Hello, my name is Daan Leok. This is Team Estonia. I'm riding MX1. This is Priit Rätsep. He's riding MX2. And third rider is Gert Kresno. He's riding MX3. Last year we finished 8th, so hopefully we can do the same or better, and we'll see.
Hi, I'm Zach Osborne, the MX2 rider for Team Puerto Rico. In MX3 we have Christian Ruiz. and in MX1 we have Kyle Rigo. From this Destinations, we expect to be in the A final and hopefully get a top 10 spot in that final.
Final moto of the day then. Race 3, MX1 and the Open, the big boys. USA this time with Dungey and Short. Remember, after the second moto, Team Germany 28 points, USA 33. But if you take the worst race away at the moment, Germany are going to be on 14 and USA on 20. So there's still a 6-point deficit to make up. Well, the gate drops. Up the hill they go. Andrew Short again from the outside. His teammate, though, looks like he's got a good jump from the inside. And it looks like both the American guys are in there. Yeah, first and third with Brett Metcalf in there in second position. Looked like Townley was in there again, number 33, and also number 9, Clement de Sal. So everybody where they need to be at the moment. Jake Nichols and Brad Anderson getting good starts down in 8th and 12th or something like that. So this first lap, everything still to play for. The worst race dropped at the moment. Germany will be leading the nations on 14, USA second on 20, Belgium third on 21, Great Britain fourth on 22, Italy outsiders with 31 points, and Puerto Rico in 6th also on 31 points. But up front, the USA looking in good form here. Andrew Short and is that Ryan Dungey now in the second position? Yeah, Dungey. So the Americans first and second, New Zealand with Ben Townley in third place. Under the Nero Giardini Bridge and over the triple jump, the riders really having to stretch it out over there. And then it's downhill, Red Bull Arch, step down. But Dungey though, look at him. Really meaning business here. Starting to close in on his teammate, Andrew Short. So it's America's 1-2 at the moment. A little bit further down the order, Clement de Sal having a good ride, but Townley still there in third position. And he's trying to close down on Ryan Dungey, who looks to be closing in on his teammate. But he's got to be careful, though, not to get held up by Andrew Short, because Ben Townley closing in fast. The Belgian crew there. Oh, Nagel's out. Max Nagel is out of this one, so that could be Germany's chances all over and done with, because Max Nagel, who rides for Germany on the factory Red Bull KTM, has had a big crash. That looks like at the top of the hill, the wave section before they drop down the long descent. So Max Nagel, that's not good for Germany. Hopefully he picks himself up. That looks like he's probably had a high side there, judging by the way that the bike's laying down. It looks like he's giving himself a good old thump as well. So what about his teammate then? Number 10, Schiffer, well, he's had a moment as well. He's down into 21st position, so this is really playing into the hands. And has that been away by there? Yes. And Andrew Short moves over for Ryan Dungey. So Ryan Dungey then, winning the first moto, which was MX1, MX2. Looks like he is in pole position for picking up the overall victory in the MX1 category in the individual stakes. Ken Roxon already the overall winner in MX2. But the open class still yet to be decided. Ben Townley, certainly a challenger, winning the first moto. And he is second in that classification behind Andrew Short, but he's third on track in the actual race here. Under the Red Bull Arch they go, dropping downhill. That's Steve Ramon. And he's got, is that Jake Nichols or Brad Anderson, I think, just behind him. Or is that Kai Rowley? Kai Rowley. So this is the battle for 6th position. So Tony Kai Rowley, who started in 9th place, only making a couple of positions up as far as Steve Ramon. But Townley, though, he's having a good ride again, really coming alive in this Motocross of Nations event. Under the Rebutizer Bridge, over the waves he goes. He's found himself into 2nd position, and he's the virtual winner in the open category. That'll be 2 wins for him as well, as far as open category goes, but it'll be a first and a second out on the track for Townley. But a good way for New Zealand to finish. Oh, and Townley's out. Townley's gone missing, so that's him down there picking himself up. And he doesn't look like, oh, and Ramon almost running into the back of him as he came off the drop-off. Oh, Townley, he looks injured. Is that a knee or an ankle? What about Cairoli and DeSalle? They're battling for 3rd and 4th, but it's DeSalle who's there at the moment on the Rockstar Tekka Suzuki. Cairoli on the Red Bull KTM. Ryan Dungey leads though for Suzuki. Andrew Short now in 2nd position. DeSalle now 3rd. Cairoli 4th. Brett Metcalf is in 5th. Ramon is in 6th position. Xavier Borg, he's in 7th place. Xavier Borg not been making good starts today. 13th this time around. He was on the first lap. Arnold Tonis down in 8th place. That's a great ride for the Swiss, riding in the open category on his Tekka Europe Suzuki 250 machine. The only 250 out in the category. Started 10th on the opening lap. Made a mistake around about lap 3, lap 4 that dropped him down to 12th. He's worked his way back up inside the top 8. So the 250 Tekka Suzukis of Roxon in the MX2 category, whose 2 races we've already seen. And Arnold Tonis certainly this final moto really hooking up here. We're 6,500 feet elevation. But Ryan Dungey though, listen to the crowd here, because Ryan Dungey and Andrew Short are on the verge of making history again for Team USA. 21 victories it's going to be for the Americans. We've had the Nations here 3 times in the US. 1987 at Unadilla in the mud. 2007 Budds Creek, and here Thunder Valley. And Ryan Dungey lights it up with a victory here. He gets congratulated by his team. He finds out that he's won, and he's ecstatic. And look at the reaction there. First thing he wants to do though is go and congratulate his teammate Andrew Short, the Colorado boy, who now lives in Texas. And what a way to finish here. They started 6 points behind Germany going into the final moto, and once again the Americans have turned it around. Dungey Short 1-2, DeSalle 3rd for Belgium, Cairoli 4th for Italy, Metcalf, Ramon, Borg and Tonis. Look at that, top 8 on the little 250. 9th was Paulin, and 10th was Jay Marmont. Brad Anderson and Jake Nichols 11th and 12th, picking it up for Britain. And the overall classification, do we need reminding? The trio of Trey Kennard, Andrew Short and Ryan Dungey bringing it home for the USA. That's 6 in a row now. Belgium on the podium again in 2nd. Germany, that's a good result for them in 3rd. And Britain, look at that, just missing out by a point in 4th. Italy having to settle for 5th. Well, as some American fans make their way home, there's a lot stayed behind to witness the overall podium celebrations. 3rd overall Germany, Belgium nearest our camera in 2nd. But the Americans, once again headed by Roger De Costa, 3rd place trophy going by way of Dr. Wolfgang Schrub to Team Germany. And that little sprocket trophy on the left is actually for Ken Roxon, as he is the overall winner in the MX2 category. Belgium have to settle for 2nd position. That's 1 step further up the podium than last year. And Giuseppe Luongo, the youth stream president, congratulating Team Belgium. And that trophy goes to Clement DeSalle. He's the winner in the open category. And here's the trophy, the Peter Chamberlain trophy. 21 times now that's been handed over to Team USA. Dr. Wolfgang Schrum handing out the trophy there, and the overall winner in the MX1 category going to Ryan Dungey. Youth stream president Giuseppe Luongo again on hand to deliver that trophy. But that's a sight we're getting used to all over again. That's 6 in a row for Team USA. The last time they did that, they went on to win 13 races. David Claybar, the owner of the circuit here, hands the gold plate to Team USA. It's been a great day for those guys. Trey Kennard and Andrew Short, rookies, first-timers in this event. Ryan Dungey now has 2 overall victories in the Nations.
Unbelievable. It's hard to put into words, man. Today was just an awesome day. We never quit trying, and I just got to thank all the team and all the fans and all of Team USA behind us. It was an amazing day, and I can't thank Trey and Short pulled through. Awesome job.
You all did a great job. Trey as well. It was so close. You know, Germany was actually first at one point.
Yeah, had some bad first turn luck, and you know, Germany and Ken and all the guys over there were riding really good, and you know, luckily these guys pulled through and went 1-2 in that last moto. It was unbelievable to watch, and I tell you what, this experience right here is it's hard to put into words, and it's unbelievable.
You're speechless. And Andrew and Trey just mentioned the experience. The crowd is going crazy for you guys at the moment.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. This is the best feeling ever. Thanks to Trey, Dungy, Roger, everybody involved. They made it an incredible experience for me, and it's just really exciting.
Guys, you've done it again. You're now the 2010 champion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That is it. That concludes the 64th edition of the Red Bull FIM Motocross of Nations. I don't believe it's all over now.
Me either. What a great weekend it was. With such a roaring crowd and the U.S.A. ending up on top. Congratulations, Trey Kennard, Andrew Short, and what a performance by Ryan Dungey.
Next year, we'll be back in Europe for the 65th edition of the Red Bull FIM Motocross of Nations. We'll be in Saint-Jean-d'Angely, France, so we're looking forward to that.
But before that, we'll get to enjoy another motocross season.
So don't miss the action.
MX matters.